a former LCSO commander turned whistleblower.
Wink News anchor Liz Byro exclusively got the letter where he claims higher-ups at the Lee County Sheriff's Office pressured him to tell a different story of what happened the night an off-duty deputy was pulled over for DUI. Liz, this goes back to an arrest in 2023.
As Wink Investigates first reported, a then LCSO deputy named Michael Soto was off duty when he was pulled over for speeding and arrested for DUI. The deputy who pulled him over started driving him to jail, but they never made it. A higher-up took Soto home instead. We now know there are at least 3 sides to this situation. Sheriff Carmine Marcino told us last year Soto had a medical incident, and LCSO stands by the call made by the highest-ranked person on the scene. The arresting deputy, Christopher Link, he marked Soto did poor on a field sobriety test. In a recent deposition I uncovered, Link testified he stands by his call that Soto was under the influence of alcohol. Then there's the highest-ranked person on the scene, Commander James Baglioli, who signed this report saying Soto ill and not impaired. We thought that was Baglioli's story of the night until now. In this whistleblower letter that I exclusively obtained, Baglioli said he never wrote those words. Retired Captain James Baglioli appeared in court on Friday after being subpoenaed and already missing a court date.
I didn't come to court because I was in New York, and when I retired, I went to New York. I went there because of there was some issues with another case that I actually put a letter into the Inspector General, DOJ, and also the FBI is involved in that.
Attorney Michael Colombo's firm, Suarez, Rios, and Weinberg, subpoenaed him. Colombo represents a man charged in a separate DUI, but the argument he makes pertains to what happened the night of Soto's arrest.
Now, you were subpoenaed specifically as it relates to the Soto matter. Is that the same matter we're talking about?
Yes, sir.
What was the letter you sent to the Department of Justice?
It was a whistleblower letter.
The copy I exclusively obtained is addressed to the Inspector General. The story Baglioli detailed lines up with what then Deputy Christopher Link, who arrested Soto, said when Colombo deposed him, a story I first broke last month. I asked Colombo to read part of the deposition to me.
Did you smell anything on him when you got to him? And Link's response was yes. My next question was, all right, well, tell me what you smelled. Alcohol. Was it emanating from his breath or on his person? Or Link's response was breath, person, he reeked of it.
Records show Baglioli arrived after Link had started to drive Soto to jail for DUI. In the whistleblower letter, Baglioli wrote, quote, Sergeant Jelly was told to call Link back. Baglioli was told to reevaluate Soto's status, that quite possibly he may be sick. He informed higher-ups that Soto reeked of alcohol and was very belligerent towards deputies. They continued to reiterate that Soto is sick and needs a ride home. 2 days later, on August 22, 2023, Baglioli said he was contacted by Commander Mark Shelley to talk about the Soto incident at headquarters with Major Matt Sands. Baglioli goes on to explain, quote, Sands pressured me to comply with their instructions, citing concerns about media attention and the sheriff's reputation. Told it would be in my best interest. Following that, Baglioli said he was called to meet with Sands and Under Sheriff John Holloway. That brings us to this letter, signed by Baglioli. Remember, Soto, ill, not impaired. The letter to the Inspector General states, Under Sheriff Holloway wrote the narrative using my computer, at which time Chief Sands proofread and handed it to me for signature. I want to emphasize that my actions were taken under duress, and I feel conflicted about the implications of the report that was produced. This letter is dated October 27, 2024, 11 days after Baglioli retired. The Lee County Sheriff's Office declined to comment. Soto and Link are no longer with LCSO. I reached out to everyone named in this story. I only heard back from Link, who simply told me he stands by his observation of Soto and actions to arrest and take him to jail. Back to you.